Woohoo! Another quiz. We'll just call this one the words quiz because it's just like the questions are like random words. I got this off of a Tumblr post. So the first question is cherry, and it means, what is my sexuality? So my sexuality, I still feel like is in a constant state of discovery, which is interesting as I am in a monogamous relationship with a white straight male, and I at this point see myself marrying him, so, and maybe having occasional threesomes, I don't know. But I would say I probably am pansexual. I've been saying I'm bisexual. I think I would date a trans person. I don't know that I would date another non-binary person just because it's like I'm non-binary, so I feel like I have that in my life. It would all depend on how like they looked and how they were personally wise. So, you know, it's really hard for my sexuality because I feel like a lot of things have to line up for me to like a person. But gender, sex, how they identify doesn't really scare me off necessarily. So we'll say bisexual pan, I guess. I don't know. I also like bi as a word better than pan because pan makes me think of like a frying pan, which makes me think of getting hit in the head by a frying pan or having to cook. So second question is lollipop, which is, what are some of my favorite makeup products? I don't know that I have as necessarily brand names that I feel like that. I know Kat Von D has some, like, you know, people don't like her, but she had some of the best coverage for like concealer for like a tattoo and eyeliner that I've ever used. I also really like Too Faced's eyeliner. I've been a bit disappointed with their foundation. I love Tony Moly's skincare moisturizer products. Those are really fun. And Too Faced's lipstick has been pretty good. I wasn't that in love with Milk's makeup products. Their like lip moisturizing stuff was fine. I feel like it's like, what's your favorite ones? And I'm just giving like negative reviews. I guess in terms of like, what do I like doing the most is I've honestly come to like really like mascara. I used to like a lot of eyeliner. Now I've gone to more of a natural look, mostly just for like time and just think it, you know, natural looks look better sometimes. Anyway, I do like to get fancy sometimes, but it's so much work and it always bleeds. And especially like masks right now, I'm just for a natural look. 3 is daydreams. If I could be anything or anyone, who would I be? Well, I would really like to be a cloud. I think it'd be interesting to rain and dissipate and be up that high and be like fluffy and in the state and something that people look at. I wouldn't mind being Emma Stone, although I don't really want a kid. Like, I don't really even feel the need to experience a kid. So I'd like to be, Haley Steinfeld would be a great one. I would be that person. I would like to experience celebrity and see if I really like it. Because I don't think I would like to be super private or necessarily having to like spend outrageous amounts of money on frivolous things like airfare to get there safely or like clothing. Like I don't want to do that. It's just silly to me. October. What month was I born in? I was born in the month of December. Caress. Do I like to snuggle? I do love to snuggle. Ivory. Describe my pajamas. Well, to be honest with you, dear viewers, I often am naked when I go to sleep, but I do love soft pajamas. Not necessarily silk, because silk can sometimes be cold, but I like that like really soft cotton. You can get them at like Ross and Marshall's. And I usually like for pajamas, I've got like a favorite pair of like Hollister plaid pajama pants that I love and wear out in public. But I also have a couple of like really soft cotton shorts that I like and a sports bra. Those are like kind of my favorite pajamas because I feel like t-shirts just catch all the ickiness of life. Golden. Favorite stationery product.
But I don't.
I don't really do a lot of stationery because of the environment, but if I had to pick one, it is a wax seal. It was Freckles, my most worn article of clothing. Oof, that's a good one. Probably. Laura, you'll never I want to say a bra, but I also don't think that it is a bra. I wore this like cherry sweater forever. Everything goes through like phases, and most of it is just like
he fell in love.
What's within easy reach. Like most of the time, if I didn't hang it up, I'm probably
Regina was like, "You gotta live your life.
I've got this one red sparkly dress that I've worn a lot. Most of my stuff is pretty new. I can't seem to not break anything.
It was my life
for over a year.
Like, I devoted my whole life to
just. I don't know if it's just the city life and just like I don't drive, so it's either I'm on the metro or I'm getting into Ubers and Lyfts. if that's just like a lot of, or I'm walking, you know, so if that's just a lot of wear and tear on my clothing. But I have this orange sweater I wear a lot. I feel like I've worn that one a lot. I've worn this blue fuzzy sweater a lot. I feel like they're all pretty even, so it's a hard one. Twilight, my best friend. I definitely would say my boyfriend is probably my best friend, but I've got a couple of best friends. I would say that my friend Savannah is my best friend. Sebastian, my business partner, he's my best friend. Karuna's probably a best friend, if not at least a very, very good friend. And I think that's about my crew thus far. Silk. Do I like K-pop? Honestly, I haven't given K-pop a lot of a listen. I've heard that other people like it. I don't know that I will super like it because I like to sing along to songs. So, and the only foreign music I always super vibe to is French. Poppy, my favorite pastel color. Lilac. Dimples, the most attractive features of a person's face. Well, I think that definitely depends on the person. It's usually hard for someone to have bad cheeks, I guess. Like bad little face cheeks, not butt cheeks. Get your mind out of the gutter. Sun-kissed, autumn or spring? Autumn, even though I do not like the cold. Buttery, favorite snack? That's a good one. I like to snack on nuts. Just kidding. I do think, I love a good charcuterie board. And a good charcuterie board has meat, cheeses, nuts, fruits, veggies, right? So lots of favorite snack. But it's also a meal if you do it right. Whisper, how much sleep do I get? I usually get about 6 to 8 hours. It really depends. 8 hours recently. I think I definitely sleep more in the winter and with this pandemic, but I think I should go to 6 hours because I would get more done. Pencil, do I own a journal? I do not own a journal anymore. I owned at one time like 6 journals given to me by others. I never want a journal again. Do not give me a journal. I will be so mad if you give me a journal because I think it's so wasteful and I can just type the things up, and I hate that I did this as a writer. But basically how I wrote all my poetry books is I handwrote them out before. I also handwrote some of yours, but then I ended up just tossing them because I couldn't read because I was writing in like highlighter and like crazy gel pens and all these like pencils and stuff. It was just pretty much illegible. But yeah, I don't own a journal anymore, but I owned too many at one point. Cupcake, am I a good cook? I am a good cook. I haven't cooked in a while because I've been lazy, but I'm a good one, you know? So, honey, my favorite term of endearment. I think it is babe. It's just very simple. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel kind of hot. It's babe. Clouds, describe one of my favorite dreams. Oof, that's hard. Most of the dreams I remember are only like kind of like nightmare-y and dark. I guess the one where I had my first kiss with my next door neighbor, who was like my first like crush, my first realistic crush, because my first crush was like Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man and then Daniel Radcliffe. So not necessarily attainable, but the dream I had, I was wearing my mom's prom dress, which is very white and essentially like looks like a wedding dress, and it has like big flowers on it, and it was like clipped in the back. My aunt had just told me her first kiss story, which got like meshed up in my dream somehow, and her first kiss story honestly sucks. But my next door neighbor was like dangling his feet in my childhood kidney-shaped pool, and we were over in the deep end, and I go over and we sit next to each other, and I'm very close to him, and then I'm still in my mom's prom dress, and we kiss, and he's like, oh, do you want a breath mint? And then I say yes, and we kiss again, and then I go and we swim in the pool, and it was very simple. And I remember waking up after that dream being so happy and in love, and then I looked down and I realized I was wearing a gray t-shirt and these ratty pajamas, and I was like, oh, this didn't happen at all. Because I had like pined for this man for so long. I really truly believed we were gonna get married. So hi, David. I doubt you ever listen to these things, but we did talk about it. I asked him, and then I got like caught and banned because I wasn't supposed to be on Facebook at the time by my like evil, mean ex stepdad. But I just asked him. It was like such a universal thing of like, it gave me a great confirmation and joy. It was like, did you ever like me? Like, I had the biggest crush on you when I was little. Did you ever feel the same way? And like, maybe he just said that because like, if you say no, you're an asshole. But he said that he did. And sometimes I definitely wonder what could have been. And sometimes in a weird way too, I'm like, oh, maybe we will end up together after all this time, no matter what. But people talk about him and it feels like we have nothing in common anymore. So, or that it would just not be the best match. So who knows? But sometimes, you know, I don't know if anybody else has like a first love like that where you feel like no matter what, you might always come back. I kind of feel like that with my first boyfriend too. I definitely don't feel that with my ex-husband. I don't think we could ever come back. But I do weirdly, despite all the terrible things he's done, feel like we could be friends again. It would take many forgiveness on everybody's part. I mean, I don't think I did anything terrible, honestly, but there are definitely things I could have done better, but I did not. He did me worse than I ever did him. Oh, well, and then Velvet is the next question, and it was who was my first crush. So, I mean, I guess in technicality, Tobey Maguire, but in practicality, my next door neighbor when I was 8. Paper, my favorite children's book. I think it's Goodnight Moon, right? There's no way it can't be Goodnight Moon. It's Goodnight Moon. Peaches, do I have a skincare routine? Do I have a consistent skincare routine? No, clearly, if you ever looked at my face. But I love a good clay mask. I definitely like put water on my face every day. That's about it. I try a lot of products. I haven't really found one that I feel like makes my skin shine. I think I really definitely believe in a moisturizer. I love to put aloe on my skin. I'm very big on like natural products. Mochi, my favorite Studio Ghibli film. It might change, but I think as of right now, and where I'm reviewing them, it is My Neighbor Totoro. I love the way Totoro looks. I love the cat bus. I really like that movie. It just takes me away more. Everybody else is a Spirited Away, and Spirited Away just like scares me a little bit too much. But My Neighbor Totoro, I just feel really safe. Like there's not really a lot of conflict in that movie compared to I feel like the other Studio Ghibli films. Did I ever have an imaginary friend? This was called Backyard. I think I did have an imaginary friend. I feel like I had a lot of imaginary friends and they would like shift and change form. Honestly, when I think of imaginary friend now, I don't know if anybody is also having this problem. I picture the one from Inside Out, even though I don't know that my imaginary friend even looked like that, but he also might have. It was very strange. Also, why is my imaginary friend a he? Why wouldn't it be a she? I don't know. Maybe because I didn't have a dad. Strawberry is the next question. My favorite fruit. I think my favorite fruit probably is a strawberry. It might be, I don't know. I love a good raspberry too. It's a really hard one. I got a lot of favorite fruits, but it's between strawberry and a raspberry. I can't pick. Those are my two loves. Don't make me choose. It's like trying to choose your children. This will be Sophie's choice for me. Kiss. Have I ever kissed a friend? Yes. Apparently, I traumatized them by doing that, and that was never the intention, but I think that's more... Honestly, I'm not going to take responsibility for traumatizing them. That was like all Christian guilt and whatever that. And I'm pretty sure we only kissed on the cheek, but I've definitely made out with my one friend. Every time I kissed a friend, it has not gone well. We'll say that much, I guess. So only kiss people who are strangers, enemies. Don't kiss your friends. Which sucks because I think friends deserve to be kissed, but our society ain't ready, I guess. Nightlight. Do I read before bed? I definitely used to read before bed more than I do currently. So there's that. But I do read before bed sometimes. Shampoo. My favorite scent. Oof. Very, very interesting. I don't know if I have like a specific like name I can give you, but there's some vanilla scents that are terrible, but there is like a one vanilla scent that is very good. I love the smell of roses and the sea. And what is that one scent? I kind of like a sagey, minty scent. Those are kind of my favorites. Skin. What distant relevant am I closest to? I mean, weirdly, my sister is my half-sister. I feel like we're probably very close and distant, even though you wouldn't say necessarily that your sisters are distant. I don't know if aunt is supposed to be distant, but I'm very close to my aunt. She basically stepped in for my mom because my mom was just like, yeah, you raise her. But to be fair, too, my mom did not want to have me, and she was in 1995 small town Texas and was convinced to keep me when probably like the right thing was to abort me, but she argues that I like saved her from addiction, which she was still going through, and she definitely seemed more content to have my brother, even though my brother was also born out of wedlock, but then she ended up marrying his father more. My father was obviously the drug dealer, so life is complicated in talking about family. This is one of the things I hate when I meet new people, and they're like, what about your family? And I'm like, Oh, okay. Like, it's because now it's going to have to get deep, because if you ask me about my family, my college, normal things that other people should ask for, mine are damaged, unfortunately. Aphrodite, favorite actress or actor? Whew. Ooh, that's a good one. Who is my favorite? I don't know that I have a favorite actress or actor right now. I am usually always impressed with Haley Steinfeld. I just think she's really good. Actor-wise, my boyfriend hates Timothy Chalamet, but I really, really liked him as Teddy. I really, really did. Who else do I like actor-wise? Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I have a favorite. My favorite actor is me. Anyway, that would be fun. I do usually enjoy Owen Wilson. That's a bit silly, but it's true. And I will say, Jim from The Office. I usually do enjoy his performances. Oh, Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt is very good as well. Yeah, I think that's enough. I think that's enough for you. Usually I'm following them on Instagram, or I'm at least following people I want to work with on Instagram. Cuddles. Do I have any pets? I do have pets. Right now I'm fostering Autumn, who is going to go away again, and I'm very sad. I honestly wanted to give her to a family member to keep, or I keep her, but I have Marcy and Milo. Marcy is evil. Milo is good. Both of them might be demons. Marcy is definitely probably a demon more than a cat, but they're all cats. I had a pet snail that was living in this tree, but I can't find him anymore, so I feel bad. He's probably dead, because I don't know where he would get a source of water. I'm worried about him. Anyway, lace. If I own any dresses, which is my favorite? Oof. Ooh, I don't know. That's a hard one. I do love my red sparkly dress because I always feel like a winner in it. But I've got this cool 1920s one that's really cool. I don't know. It's hard to pick favorites of clothes. It just really depends on the mood. Sheets. Sanrio or Sans X characters. I think Sanrio is Hello Kitty, so I'll pick that. Cream. Frozen yogurt flavor. Tart. I love the tart yogurt flavor. Watermelon. Do films ever make me cry? Oh, absolutely. And usually when they do, they are my favorite films. Sappho's. Favorite poet. Richard Siken. Hands down. So incredible. Oh my god, his poetry is so good. Plush. How many stuffed animals do I still own? Well, if you want to count my giant strawberry pillow and my emoji pillow, and then 3 jellyfish that I'm going to get rid of. So probably I will own 2 stuffed animals in totality, but right now I technically own 5. I have had a weird desire of I've missed having stuffed animals and that being something that was fine, but in terms of just doing so much podcast work and voice work, I'm I really need a good healthy vocal environment. So roses. What flower do I find most beautiful? Cliche, but I do love roses, especially a purple mauve rose. I think hibiscuses are really beautiful, and chrysanthemums. Water lilies. Sweetheart. Favorite mug cup. Mug cup is different. I definitely my favorite glassware I own is this beautiful blue wine glass that's rimmed with gold. But I think my favorite mug cup is, there's one yellow one that's speckled with brown that has a butterfly on it that I think is cute. But I also love the I'm probably high right now mug that has flowers on it, which is just a bit silly. Sunset. What are my pronouns? My pronouns are they, them. But honestly, I think you can call me any pronoun, because the way that I view non-binary is that, just pronouns don't matter. None of this matters. We're all just formless blobs. So that's how I am. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I would love to hear what your answers are. Please make sure that you subscribe, turn your bell on for notifications about all the videos that I post. Make sure you follow me on social media. There's plenty of ways to donate if you want to give money. All of my money essentially now goes to employing actors and fellow artists in the Los Angeles area, particularly people who are of the minority, women, Hispanics, Asians, queer people. Those are the people that I employ and want to work with. So all of your money goes towards that. I appreciate the help so much, and I thank you all so much for watching, and hope you have a good one.